You said it's free, it's totally free. You mean everything you do is based on free will, unconditional free will.
Right. Everything I do, my idea is time, words, love, emotion, air, light is free. It's given from our Creator. So my recommendations or my counseling is free. In case you need a product, then I would recommend your product, and this costs something because I have to purchase the product myself. But all the other things, recommendations, counseling, sometimes, by the way, it's not just done within a few minutes. When I talk to people, sometimes it takes an hour to cover all the issues. And this is very interesting also for me. It's free, but I learn a lot. I have so many dramatic results and feedbacks from the people that I learn a lot. Just yesterday I learned a lot from the day before yesterday from a lady. She told me that we should increase the amount of the silver to be taken to see an instant result. So far I was a little bit reluctant to tell people take really so much, but I know now it's really working because I heard it before. It's working really dramatically well. You take it once and then it's gone.
You mean take more? Yeah, an interesting question about the self-regulation. You write also in this book that our physical body regulates a lot by itself, and how can people feel, or what's behind this? How can they feel? Because you never tell anybody take 2 pills a day, or just now you said okay, increase this, and most of the time you tell the people take what your feeling tells you. What's behind this?
No, it's not really true. I'm telling people, let's say somebody's calling me, 65 years old, bad spine, degenerated spine, then I will tell him take 2 capsules of the eggshell membrane, just because I want him to give his body enough stuff, enough essence, enough stuff to repair the damage. So, you know, in general, let's say if you take gold, I cannot give a detailed recommendation. I tell just take 2-3 tablespoons a week, and then the body should be saturated with the substance, and then you can reduce to 1 teaspoon, for example, and this works amazingly well. So in general, we have just some general recommendations, and then in some cases we have to go in details. This is really true because some cases are really very complicated. Let's say some people, they make only very few mistakes. Let's say they eat the wrong food, but because they eat the wrong food, they have dramatic health problems. One person, he called me, he's eating this green stuff, the green juice, and he's having serious trouble with his whole digestion system. So this is a relatively simple issue, but there are other people, they sleep on a bad place, they have a curse on their head, they live in a bad environment, they have bad air, for example. So this is a little bit more complicated, takes more time. People will have to be active. It's not that people can just sit here and think, yeah, everything is falling from heaven. This is not the case. We have to be active. We have to really go and buy the product. In case you know you live by a main road with heavy traffic, then you cannot just sit here, meditate and think that this will take the pollution away. Then you have to go and buy an air purifier. Things like this, we have to be active, we have to understand sometimes the very simple connections, and sometimes they are a lot more complicated than when we talk about the spiritual issues in health.
But can one say that the products you're choosing, and we will talk later about how you find the products you are offering to the people, the body will tell you if you take too much of it, and there is actually no risk to take too much of it.
That's right. Recently I had a person, he was calling me, he has been taking gold, And he said it worked nicely in the beginning, and now he is getting nervous again. I said, how much are you taking? He said, I'm still taking the same amount as in the beginning. I said, then stop, because now you're saturated, your body is full, enough, reduce, or even make a few days, you don't have to take it. That's right. You will very often, you will feel it. Some products, there's even no need to think about it. It's just really a money issue. If you take a cup of sulfur every day, you're just spilling your money down the... It's no use to take so much. You can take very little to have a almost instant result.
Okay, so how do you find the products? What's the basis? How do you do this? I mean, I go to the pharma, to the drugstore and buy something if I think I need something, and I think I have the best product because everybody tells me that it's the best product. And you don't go to the drugstore. Where do you go to find your products?
Yeah, well, you see, we live, fortunately and unfortunately, we live in Switzerland. Switzerland is a nice place to live, but Europe and Switzerland has very, very bad legislation in the sense that the officials, the FDA here, they try to stop us from getting proper information about health issues. So how do I get the information? I have to look over the ocean to the USA, some parts of Middle America, and then I have to go to focus on Asia, because in Asia and in the USA the legislation is totally different. So people, I'm always saying, people going to a drugstore here, they get a product which has been licensed by the Swiss medic. Yeah, it's honestly, it's almost useless. I mean, the amount they give you, they allow you in the product, they will show no effect really in your body. That means we have to really look to other countries. And the other thing is that here in Europe, nobody is even willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for a study if you cannot sell the product afterwards. In America, I mean, the products I sell for the joint problems, there are 5 double-blind studies. If you did that in the Switzerland or in Germany, they would take you to court.
What is this product called?
This natural egg membrane. It's just
NEM.
NEM, yeah, right, yeah.
NEM.
It's just the inner, very subtle skin inside the eggshell, and this shows miracle results in any kind of arthrosis, degenerated spine, even eye issues. We had some great results. Then it's very good for the veins, for the blood. No, for the veins, not for the blood.
So you go there are fairs, alternative health fairs, one would say. There is no Roche, there is no other huge pharmaceutical company. And you walk around among thousands of booths and products from very, very creative people from all over the world. And you look at the product, and then what do you do there? Right there at the booth. How do you feel, okay, this is what should be in my
product line? Yeah, first of all, I have the pendulum with me. We talked about the pendulum already. Some people might think that pendulum is not really very accurate. I can assure you the pendulum is very, very accurate. And I take the pendulum with me. If I see a booth which has products which are of interest for me, I would take the pendulum and test if the product is good or bad. If the product is good, I would have a look what energy level does the product have. If the energy level is according to my quality standards I have, then I would take a deeper look. The advantage in these countries is that at these exhibitions, they are allowed to do things which we are totally forbidden here. They can take blood, they can have microscope, they can even promote their studies on the booth. This is totally restricted over here. So the information I get is just from these countries and from some friends I made meanwhile.
So this divine connection through the pendulum makes sure actually that you get the product.